happens when you're on recording. From the living room for another episode of the Make and Make Sense podcast. I got Video Dude and Red in the building with me. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
Gucci.
Typical wellness check. See how everybody's doing, feeling. We took a little break. Wasn't that long, actually. One episode. So, you know, it was a little getaway. We need a longer break at some point, but we had to get this content out. Writer's strike. No shows. No podcasts. Really ain't no sports right now. So we got to give y'all content. And y'all got to watch it because ain't shit else going on, right? Anyway, off of that, I want to say thank you guys for joining us for another episode. After last episode, now we up at over 14,000 plays and spins or whatever. So thank you guys. As always, it's appreciated. And you know the YouTube is there where you can catch the videos of it. I've been lacking on the YouTube videos. I'm going to get back on it. I've been PC gaming. That's what happens when you're supposed to be working and you end up playing the game. I've been playing a lot of Remnant too. For those who know, you know. So I'm gonna get cranking on them videos again now that we back in the building. So, you know, you can find the show on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google as well. And make sure you guys share it, leave a comment, drop a like, anything on the show that helps, and we will respond to it. I make sure I try to get back to listener feedback on the show, and you could drop questions. We'll answer it on the show. And I definitely want to start shouting out people who take the time to like all the posts. I do see you guys. Okay. So off of all of that stuff, all them thank yous and getting that stuff out the way, the first thing we wanted to touch on today that I saw 2 weeks ago, we spoke about what happened with YK Osiris and Sukiyani. And she out there, the hoochie, Sukiyani, Suki, the hoochie with the coochie, out there wilding in London. She's been out there dropping her greatest hits, such as... I need my cooch scratched, among other phrases, to the poor white ladies out there in London. So she out there wilding, y'all. After people was defending her, I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I really wish I tripled down on what I said now, seeing her behavior. Because you definitely get what you give. She's out there wilding, and I now have a better picture of how she gives it up. What she got out of what happened before is now more so I feel more firm in my stance. It's like, yeah, she had that shit coming. Red?
Yeah, so I'm going to need to spin the block, double back, and take back what I said. She is so disgusting. Oh, my God. The way that those white women were looking at her when she was saying all of that stuff in London. Like,
appalled. Listen, I'm from New York. I'm from the hood. And if a chick walks down the street and telling me how she need her pussy scratched, I'm going to be perturbed. All right, so never mind the old white ladies in London. Yeah,
like,
right.
What's up with that?
There's actually a clinic right on the corner of Dykeman. Like, I would tell her you might want to get that checked out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they look absolutely horrified by how she was talking. Shorty gives it up wild and crazy, and that was the whole point I was making that time.
Got
is
a potty mouth.
Yeah, you give what you get, but she's wilding. I guess the only other side I could see to that is being free to say and do as you like. But what about how you represent yourself? And it's fucked up. You shouldn't judge people by how one person acts. But unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. So when people see black women, they think they're going to be ratchet and act nuts.
But they have black people in London, and I'm pretty sure they don't act like that.
Well, they might not represent blacks in London, but you know they have a stigmatization of American black women. Yeah, like that's a different...
Disgusting, stupid American.
When you see them act like that, yeah, like stupid Americans come in.
Yo, she twirling out there, bro.
Yo, I'm talking in the streets. I
definitely think she needs to see a doctor about
shaking
that,
and like, crazy. Yo, just you should see the look on the people's faces. That's the funniest part. Like, fuck this crazy hoe. The people's reactions to how she's talking is the funniest part because they look absolutely stunned. Like, yo, what am I witnessing right now? Exactly. Like,
she just got a Bellevue, bro.
Like, what am I looking at right now? Like.
Yeah, MPC, come get one of your own, please.
Yeah, right?
Or is that Bronx State? Come get one of your own. Disgusting.
This is how you represent yourself?
That's like when chicks go overseas, like to Dubai, and they go over there and act crazy.
Yeah, when you go to these places. And at least, you know, for her, because you go to Dubai and you act like that, they would have arrested her ass. That's a fact. She would have got arrested. At least she went someplace where they just going to look at her nasty and not arrest her. At least she wasn't that stupid. But nevertheless, it's like you don't even care how you represent yourself.
Who's to say your coochie is good? You?
I guess that's what she hears
just
from
because
the...
even whether it is or not, you shouldn't just be going out there displaying it. I understand if you got like an image or something you try and push, but don't get mad when dudes come at you like that. And that's how you present yourself to the world. I know people have their, you know, how they act, and then they act a different way, maybe behind closed doors, or maybe they close. Only people that are really close to them really know how they act. But like, she just seems like she act like that all the time.
And
I
can't take you nowhere.
yeah, facts. Keep that bitch in the house.
I'm like, how you want to be known for something like that in another country, bro? Like, that's crazy, bro.
I'm pretty sure they know about her.
And my thing is, listen, we in the age of social media, you free to act and be how you want to be, I guess. My biggest complaint is, like, that's what you put out, and then you want sympathy when a guy tries to treat you like a hoe.
Watch out for them feminists.
I know, I was about to
he
call her a
wasn't even
bitch
treating
again,
her like that.
trying
like,
to do better, Red.
He just tried to give her, you know, a nice little
a kiss. That
you know?
probably was the problem. He was trying to be too nice. He should have walked up to her, slapped that hoe, and pulled his meat out. That's probably that's probably
terrible.
what she would have respected more.
We don't condone violence on women.
We don't condone violence on women. He was trying to kiss on the mouth. Like, why? Yeah, right.
Oh, that mouth spin?
I will find the push or drop for that. Like, that was his first mistake. That shows you what kind of mindset he's in. But that's we already had that conversation, so I'm gonna leave that one alone.
If you really want to lick the inside of a toilet, by all means, go ahead. But I guess that's the equivalent too.
You want people to give you sympathy. You're looking for the sympathy vote, and you're not gonna get it from me. And now that I know more about it, she had that coming. Red. I don't know if you heard this, Steven Seagal fire. He needs that punani. That might be a good match, right? That's what Sugi needs. He needs
of the West Indian nation do not approve of that song at all. And shame on you ladies off even letting that be on your discography. Please.
That's the perfect match.
That's something that you need to get taken off air. Like, make that disappear.
For those who don't know, apparently Steven Seagal had a reggae song in 2004 where he let you know that he needs that punani. It's hilarious. You might hear it throughout the show. Don't mind me. Every time I hear it, you might just get a crack up. But, so I just wanted to give some context when y'all hear it. But apparently he needs some of that Suki. So maybe somebody needs to link them too.
He needs to holler at her.
Yeah, right?
Your boy took one trip to Jamaica and never want to come back.
Yeah, right? He got that good Jamaican cooch, and he made him want to do a reggae song. No. Oh, man. I wish you could hear the drop, right? Especially the part where he says he wants to see her kitty. Oh, man. I can't make this shit up.
Dry like the desert.
Well, moving off the hoochie with the good coochie, we're going to move on to Adam 22, who let his wife pass her coochie around. So, listen, since our last episode when we recorded, we wasn't sure how it went. I think we pretty much left off where she was going to end up doing more. That's what Red said, right? Thought she was going to do more. Video dude said the same. I don't remember what I felt, but I was like, I didn't think her views added up to the money it was going to get. That's neither here nor there. So since then, Adam has basically gone on a gangster press run. 2023 Pac has let anyone know they could get it.
New Pac.
Yeah, new Pac.
1 Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4 Pac, 3 Pac, 2 Pac, 1. Your Pac, he's Pac, your Pac, none.
So first of all, he started off with down face syndrome Tank and let him know he could catch it, because he basically came out and said Adam ain't hit it like he does. And first of all, I want to shout out Red for that punch in, because she actually came up with that. And I'm gonna put the photo up. When y'all see them side by side, he is 100% looks like Tank with Down syndrome. But
I was on some shit that day.
But you wasn't lying. But anyway, so first of all, he came out and said Adam ain't hit it like he did. Adam responded by basically telling him he's banned from sleeping with her again, like he cares, and he better watch his back in these LA streets. And then Antonio,
was that the Kendrick drop?
Antonio Brown asked, can he smash? Adam had to let him know he's washed up and no, he can't. And then he went in on his old podcast mates and let them know that they can't do the numbers that he can do, because he did 15 mil last month and they need to get their shit up, basically. So he's been on one. So I had to give all of that backstory because some people might not know all of it. So go ahead, Red. Articulate how you feel on New Pac.
You know, I think that boy's on drugs.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That drop. I don't know where he rolling around with some thugs, but I think he needs to chill. You doing too much. You doing way too much.
Yeah,
and I hope he got security because there are people that will catch you in these streets. I've said this before many episodes ago.
Yeah.
Like you about that life.
Yeah, and they let him know too. Listen, nobody could be protected all the time. Not even we could protect you all the time. So you talking something different now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he's trying to
like you coming to see people.
That's how he's talking. I don't
it's
know
one
if
thing
he's
if
like
you're doing
that.
it for content, but you talking like you about to run in these streets and catch them. Like, why is he trying to go hit him up on everybody? Like,
yeah, that's a drop we need. I don't know if it's for content because controversy sells. At this point, I'm wondering.
Yeah, you better.
If you would auction off your wife's box for clicks, why wouldn't you start beef for clicks? Who's that?
His pod mates and.
Well, yeah, because basically, video dude is bringing up. Adam said they made 15 million views on No Jumper last month. He challenged them to do 1 million views without bringing him up. And AD brought up the good point of him to get 1 million views without using hood niggas or street culture for clicks.
Exploiting the black culture, and he thinks he's really a part of one of us. And then
Vlad Jr.
A mini DJ Vlad Jr.
Mm-hmm. He basically called him out as being Vlad Jr. and he got a point.
That's what he's
like.
saying.
Listen, he did get a lot of clicks last month, but again, at what expense? 15 million clicks to lease your wife's box. He can only do that but so much time. So this month is beef. Is this what you're gonna keep doing? Because before you got rid of them, you ain't have to do this shit. You was able to do interviews. You had the credibility to bring people up there. Now you doing wild shit. And this can only last for so long. How many wild rabbits you got in the bag to pull out?
No lie, his pod mates are just doing podcasts.
And they just streaming, and AD brought up a good point. No Jumper been around for 8 years. They in their first year. So there's no comparison. As someone that's trying to start on, first of all, anyone who listens to this has a YouTube channel or attempted to make a YouTube channel knows what it is, how hard it is to push through. And it takes time. The only thing they really reward is consistency. You don't post consistently and all the time, whatever you're doing will die, no matter how fire your material is. So if you're just starting out, it takes time to build up an audience, unless you're going to do something wild or crazy just for clicks, and they're not doing that. So again, he know what he's doing by saying that.
Again, I just think he's on some super coke right now, and he needs to chill out. Like, he's doing too much, and even if he's doing it for content, I still think he needs to just chill out. Like, do something else. Talk about something else.
Instead, right?
You instigating stuff that I don't really think you want no problems, no parts
Exactly.
of.
He's going to do it on the wrong person, and it's going to be some stuff.
Yeah, because I don't know if he's ready for that smoke that the shit that he's talking is going to bring his way. I definitely don't know if he wants that. So if this is for the clicks, man, you might want to rethink that and find another person to just smash your wife.
He needs to chill out.
You remember Vines?
Yeah.
You remember that dude Tyrone? I'm Tyrone.
From
Vine?
Yeah.
I hit up somebody's wife.
I'm Tyrone. And fuck this Baywatch looking motherfucker. I'm here to fuck your wife. Long dick stop. I'm Tyrone. And I ain't got money for these goddamn slots. I'm just here to fuck somebody's wife. Long dick stop.
How you start beef and you pay the same dude to plow your wife?
Make it make sense, right? Unfortunately, I
know,
don't think
right?
we can for you guys.
Please take my.
We strive to do that on the show, but we can't make it make sense.
Yes, please make it make sense, M22. Please. We're going to pray for you.
Yeah. So we're going to do a little fortune telling prediction before we move over Adam. Last time we predicted there would be more videos, and it went to him becoming new Pac, new gangster, new Pac, Tupac, Upac, one. So do y'all think the next time we record, which should be in 2 weeks, hopefully not a month, he's going to bring more beefs to the table, or this is going to die down?
I think he's going to
corner.
I think he's going to bring more beef.
More beef to the table? Video dude?
You mean Pac none? I think he might pull a Kanye. Like, he might, because Out 22, he has a thing with, he starts beef with people, then he apologizes. So I think it's going to keep going on. He might have this beef with his pod mates. He's going to apologize. He's going to start beef with another somebody, and he's going to apologize.
Okay. I don't see no apologies from him, because once you go down this road, you can't start doing the apology tour. So unless he get caught in the streets, I don't see no apology.
I'm gonna be honest though. He's not about this life. So it's gonna take one person who's really gonna hit him, and it's gonna bring him back down to level, because he know he's not about the life. He's a cultural appropriation.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he is either, but maybe he could prove us wrong, I guess, right? Anything is possible, as KG once said.
Not this.
As the prophet Kevin Garnett once said.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Moving off of the Adam 22 thing, I wanted to touch on something that I seen. Moore from the Rory and Moore podcast brought up an interesting point, something that we've had a discussion about behind the scenes a few times. He basically said he doesn't do a lot of promotion for the podcast. He don't post, he don't talk about it. And his reasoning behind it was, he said, there's no point in promoting the podcast because people don't care or they're going to hate.
I think he already don't care about his podcast, one. And two, Joe was saying something about, you know, how he uploads his videos and stuff and they wasn't promoting or doing anything. So if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get any results. You show that you don't care about your podcast by not promoting it, or at least trying to share or get it out there. Mm-hmm. You get what you put in, and I feel like he ain't putting in nothing.
I actually agree with what he's saying. They have the luxury where they might not have to do that because they're established. Like, people who listen to podcasts a lot might know who Rory and Moore are because they came from Joe Budden's show. So they might not have to do that. But for the average person, you do have to do it. But I think his point about people either not caring or hating is 98% true. I gather that's how most people approach it when you post that. That's how people think in general. You know, he just doesn't have to do that. So let me break this down. So as a creator, right, I get different access to who likes what you see, yada, 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 for the podcast and the material and what I promote and all of that, right? So I'll be looking at it. I do pay attention. I might not spend much time on Facebook and social media, but if I take the time to produce a video or a clip, best believe I'm going to take the time to at least see who looked at it, who whatever. Yeah. Nobody owes you nothing. That's a true thing, right? But at the end of the day, you shouldn't get hate from nobody that knows you or with you. Like, in an ideal world, you shouldn't. But that's how it is. Yeah, most people either don't care, like he said, or they just want to hate, or they following to see if you fail.
That part too. I understand what you're saying.
I think it's only true when it applies only to your podcast. And like you said, like, if you're established, he probably don't need to do that because they probably got money, they probably got all that stuff. But as you said again, as the average podcaster, they need to put in out how you expect to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that's going to be your livelihood. As
somebody that's starting out, that's 100% factual. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't take that much. If you don't like what somebody's putting out, because people could put out some trash. I'm not going to lie. I had somebody I know give me their podcast, and it was trash. Trash! However, though, when I seen them post, I could at least drop that like. That's not that difficult. Some people don't want to do that. But I see who does and don't, and I want to specifically shout out those who do, because I see certain people like my friend Black, even somebody I used to work with, Moya. Every time I post something, they drop likes. Even if you never listen to the episode, something that simple is appreciated. Yeah. But then you got people who follow you or you know in a long time that won't even do something that simple. All I post is the podcast. You're not going to see nothing else. So people follow you for two reasons. Either they with what you're doing, or they silently watching just to hate. You know what I mean? That's all I'm posting. So if you're not liking it, you only following to hate. And I realize that now. We had this conversation back and forth so many times with G's, because we used to get on him. For y'all don't know the running joke, G's is terrible at promoting the pod and doing social media. But he does push it on Facebook, because he do be on Facebook. That's his platform. And he'll post stuff, and I'll go look at it, and it'll have like 1 to 2 likes, and then I'll like it. And it's like these same people you call your brothers and all this shit, and they can't even drop you a simple like on what you're doing. And that's not for me to tell somebody who's your friend and who's not. Even me, I had to learn as I grew up and understand things like there's a difference between friends, brothers, and associates, and people that's for the moment and people that's for you. So when I see that, those people ain't for you. I know who supports us, who's watching, and who likes it and who's just watching to hate.
Haters do make you famous.
Well, they still gotta look at it to see what it is that you post anyway. So you still gonna give me that view anyway.
Exactly.
I always operated better off of hate than love anyway. But just saying, it's crazy when you got predominant love and it's from strangers. Although I'm not surprised. A while ago, Rick Ross put up a post.
When I go to these young niggas' pages and I only see one like after 8 minutes, all that tell me is everybody you growed up with, they see it and they go by it. They don't hit that button. Why don't they hit that button? Is it because of the things they've said amongst others and they don't want to seem flawed liking or supporting what you got going on? 80% of the time when I see my people, I ain't even listening to that shit. I like it. If that's my partner, if that's my homie, and if that's what he on, I'm with it too.
When I saw it, I was like, yo, it's crazy what he's saying, because that's what I've been saying, and that's what G's was saying when we had the conversation about the hardest part of podcasting. So he understands it. The only difference between me and G's is that he kind of just charges it to the game, and I'd be like, nah, f them. I see it, and we ain't peoples like that. Straight up.
Nah, there definitely are haters out there, and it's sick. If you ain't gonna like anything I post, then why you even my friend online in the first place? Why you even follow me? When they see you, it's all that fake, you know, oh yeah, what's up? Oh, that's cool, that's what's up. You don't mean that.
Just to watch you.
With you in the head for you to be doing that.
That's that crab mentality.
Yeah, that's a fact, video dude. That is an absolute fact. I never had that mentality, so it was hard for me to think that way. But I had to start realizing that, yo, you got to judge people for their actions. And I've heard certain phrases, certain comments, and I just brush it aside. Like, it is what it is. I'm still going to do my thing. I realize it for what it is.
I don't think I ever had a friend that I didn't support, whatever it is that they wanted to do. But I hardly had a friend that really supported anything that I wanted to do. And that's crazy.
That's a different kind of love.
All y'all haters, just know that at Mims, we laughing at y'all clown ass.
Yeah, right? Hit the Kawhi laugh. So it don't matter, but I see Maul's point. Yeah, people don't care and they're going to hate. But he has the luxury of not having to do that. Unfortunately, you doing something and you start from the bottom, you have to do it. However much time I spend on doing something, whether it gets 1 like or it gets 1 million likes, it can't change up what I do. Because God forbid, if I ran this shit off of the feedback or the energy I got from the people who I thought, you know, would fuck with me, this shit would have been over after episode 3. But thanks to the fans and the people who do like it, who come across it and fuck with it, and we building.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that likes the comments too.
Yeah, all of the comments, even the ones that are going against what we saying.
Took time out of your day to hate on it.
I feel him on that point and Rick Ross's point. The young boys just won't get those likes. They will drop the like on shorty with the fat ass or in the bikini or the bathing suit or the random guy they don't know driving a Lambo that's probably rented. They will like that shit, but they won't drop a like on their homie who's grinding in the hood, doing whatever he's doing. Whether he's selling T-shirts, whatever it is, they'll show you hate before they show you love.
Support your local hustle, man.
What's happening, Chief?
What's happening, Chief? What's up?
You know my sales slogan. You want it, I got it. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it. So get it while the getting's good.
All right.
Let's make some cash.
Yeah. If
Let's make some cash.
If only. Video dude put it best, that crab in a barrel mentality. But listen, the people who like it and love it, we appreciate y'all. And the people who hate it, I appreciate y'all too. That happens out here. I wanted to talk about Kai Cenat, who was recently out here, and he was doing a PS5 giveaway in
Union Square.
Yeah, at Union Square. And it turned to pure pandemonium. Because apparently, I guess there's still people who don't have PS5s out there. You can actually just buy them. They're not that hard down, y'all. I know times is hard. Yeah, times is hard. So if you don't got the 500, that's different. But it's not like before where you had to do all types of shit to get one.
And it's actually $100 cheaper without the CD drive.
There you go. So anyway, people lost their ever-loving mind over this and caused a riot in Union Square. And the police had to come and shut it down. So that was a big deal. I want to know, what was your thoughts?
That's regular stuff in New York that happens every day. Somebody famous or
people in our demographic probably won't know who he is, but he's a Twitch streamer and he's popping on there. He gets a lot of views and a lot of people know him. They was acting like he was Michael Jackson out there. I see people running down, just trying to touch him. So honestly, out of the crowd, I'm curious how many people was there just for the PS5 and how many was just to see him, because millions of people do know him.
I was appalled. Like, come on, my people, you gotta do better. I was expecting the people of the Caucasian community to be the ones standing on top of statues and on the top of the train station and just.
The joke is right there. How we were climbing on top of things for PS5. That's right
oh
there.
my god! I
right
really
there.
didn't mean it like that. Come on, man! Like, y'all embarrassing. Like, all this for a PS5. Like, come on.
Yeah, really. Like, I would
get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
I would, yeah, right. I would rather just go to work for like 16 hours than fucking go to Union Square in a mob of people and hope to get a free PS5 from a streamer. Or maybe I'm thinking about this shit too logically.
Yeah,
knowing you down there, you probably go beat somebody else that push you the wrong way.
Yeah, first of all, I would
it's
never,
not hot down there.
I would never
all
put myself in that type of environment.
Exactly.
I mean,
those kicks, bro.
That's a fact. These is regular for those that's not looking. These is nothing special, but nevertheless, ain't nobody stepping on my shit, so they're right. They know me. That's the first part. But the second part is a mob for PS5. Like, it wasn't even nothing crazy. It would have to be a lot more, I would think, to get people out than the fucking PlayStation 5 to have that kind of crowd in New York City on a random day. I don't know how we got it out, but it was quick, so it had to have been something he tweeted or some shit. Like, I doubt it wasn't planned, and to get that many people out there like that is crazy. Twitch is something else.
Still don't care.
Turning regular folks into celebrities, that you got people out there acting the damn fool.
You think we should go to Twitch?
Hell no, this show would get canceled immediately.
I know.
Immediately if we
really
put
out
it
there.
on Twitch.
PlayStation.
Between the racist jokes, the sexual commentary, and us calling women bitches, they would get us the fuck up real quick, because people was out here wilding in New York City over some PlayStation 5s. If that's the case, maybe we need to come up with a fake PS5 giveaway or some shit like that for listeners or something, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then when they see you don't got no PS5s, you're
right.
gonna have people out here with torches and pitchforks and.
With some babies, definitely can't get my PS5. So I guess that giveaway is a dub. I'll get some T-shirts for y'all, some gildeds, some gildeds with Mims written on it in marker.
I mean, that's better.
Is it?
They supporting you.
You think the audience will go for that?
Nah, they're gonna do that Dave Chappelle drop. Everybody boo this man!
Boo this man!
Merch coming to a bodega near you guys soon. Mims T-shirts with Mims written in marker, erasable marker in case you want to erase it and just have a plain white tee.
Watch out, Dykeman.
Nah, that's some marketing. But anyway, moving off of Kai Cenat and the Russian people in Union Square, I also wanted to talk about the migrant crisis. So this is more of a serious topic, but for those who don't know, New York City's been flooded with migrants, and the crisis has hit a breaking point. I seen video now, it's like going around, there's literally camps of people sleeping out in front of the Roosevelt Hotel. They in front of the Roosevelt Hotel. They on the under. When I was writing down my thoughts for the topic, I started to write, it looks like Skid Row, but then I deleted it because I was like, it's not that bad. It looked like a literal Skid Row, Red, like lines of them sleeping on cardboard boxes with blankets under the thing. They basically said that the shelters that they had in place for them is not safe. They don't feel safe. Well, that's what one said. Let me not say they. The one migrant they spoke to, that's what he said. They didn't feel safe where they had them at. So it's two sides of the coin. There's the people that say, hey, fuck the migrants. I don't have no place to live. And then there's those that say, listen, everybody should be taken care of. So where do you fall on there? And how do you feel about this situation in general as a New Yorker?
I mean, anybody who had to spend time in the shelter would probably know what it feels like, especially in that shelter. So only they know what the living conditions are. But I mean, it's crazy for anybody to be sleeping in an underpass. That's not even safe.
Yeah.
I do think everybody deserves some type of housing, but the city needs to do something. If there's not enough space here, they have to send them somewhere else where there is space. It's simple. You keep on taking migrants and there's no space for them. Like, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to be out on the streets. They're going to be sleeping on trains, buses, and then it's going to be a bigger homeless problem. And it seems like it already is a bigger homeless problem.
I want to piggyback off something you said. You said sleeping on the underpasses is dangerous. It is. But how dangerous where they staying at if they feel like it's safer to be under an underpass? I don't know what conditions.
I did read or hear something that they were being
probably the typical things that go on in them places. Robbery, why men don't go to men's shelters and why homeless people don't go to homeless shelters. I don't know if that's a dirty secret,
should not be a woman, especially a woman with kids, sleeping in an underpass. Like, it's not safe.
Well, another big issue that was before this, like I said, I see these, but we don't always have time. Being that we a bi-weekly show, sometimes some topics get thrown under the rug. But people was even complaining that aside from this, before, they were ladies with their kids in traffic with their babies selling water and shit like that with their babies on their back, like we typically see out here, but now it's where migrants, and it's more so people are seeing it, and it's hella dangerous to have your kids out there. And people were, complaining and saying like it's not safe, but they doing what they got to do. Again, like, situation is so dangerous where they staying and where they came from that they'd rather sell water bottles on freeways in the United States and sleep on our underpasses. So it's crazy, I could see both sides, but as me being someone that I always more so go for people who's under, the system is fucked up. They shouldn't have to. This is what they always do. People who have money, the wealthy, the upper, the 1%, they pit us against each other. So we too busy fighting one another to realize what's the real problem. The problem isn't that, migrants, it's not a zero-sum game. Because somebody who's struggling in New York doesn't have a place, it doesn't mean it's a migrant's fault. They should be able to house everybody. There are million and billion-dollar skyscrapers, y'all, in Manhattan that are taking up space that are unoccupied. These are buildings for rent that have $1 million rents that people do not even live in, okay?
Aren't they going to close Hudson Yards down because of all the suicides? Like, if you're going to close it down, you might as well open it up to the migrants. That's a couple of apartments for them.
There's no profitability in housing. There's no money to be made in housing poor people, so they don't want to do it. So in order to make it seem like, well, it's either or, they just pit all the poors, all of us, everybody that's not wealthy against one another. So it's like, well, if this migrant gets this apartment, then I can't get this apartment. So fuck that, get them out of there, But it doesn't have to be that way. There should be space for everybody, but they don't want that. And as long as we beefing with each other, we'll never realize the real problem, and that's what they do.
Maybe the government thinks that the problem will just take care of itself. We'll just take each other out, and then it'll be one less thing for them to figure out.
Yeah, well, they don't even need us to take us out. They just need us to be distracted. As long as you busy worrying about why is that migrant taking my apartment, you won't be able to ask the questions of why is that $1 billion skyscraper that's unoccupied in the middle of Manhattan unrented.
Smoke screens, everybody.
Yeah.
So
Don't be fooled, y'all.
Don't. It's a bad look, though. It's a nasty look that they out there like that, and they have to, or anybody has to go through that.
It's more going on than what you see on the news. They pick and choose what they want to show us.
Use your Googles and all that, y'all, because it's always a deeper, darker criminal link when you look into shit. It's sad. One of the worst things I always said, I never want to be a conspiracy theorist, because you're going on that rabbit hole. You can fucking believe anything. Yeah, there's some wild shit out there.
Crackpot theories.
Yeah, some wild shit out there. And it's like, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, when you see shit like this, it's like, how could you not think and know, like, yo, they're always on some fuck shit.
But if you got a problem with the migrants being out on the streets, even if they don't feel safe, isn't there congressmen? Aren't there senators? Aren't there people that you need to go and speak to so they can get in contact with people that, take care of this situation, or they can see if there's something they can actively do?
Nah, you just pull out your phone and put it on TikTok. That shit got mad views, yeah, and then people will see it. It's 2023. This is how we do.
I have a question.
That's how you have to do it. You have to film it on your phone and put it on the internet for somebody to actually, yeah. You know what? I take that back. I remember why.
Yeah, you know what times we in. Ooh. But we gotta fix it, y'all. We gotta do better rather than debating one another. But it's ugly how they got them out there. Something gotta be figured out, but it won't. That's the part. Like, it won't be figured out. I think this ends with them probably busting them getting out of here at some point, or they're gonna be at a corner looking for work near you. What do you think?
They're gonna have them encampments, where they had the ICE picking everybody up and putting them in those.
Yeah,
I think that's how
gonna go back to that.
I
hope
have a
not. That
feeling
was
it's
pretty
gonna go
ugly.
back to that. Like,
did they say they had this one guy who was
there were
sick
people
and
dying in
and
there,
the
wasn't
ICE
there?
they had it on camera and everything. The person just died in the encampment.
I feel like that's how
crazy.
this is gonna end.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I hope we're wrong on that prediction. Usually, you make a prediction, you want to be right.
Yeah.
But I'm also agree with Red. But I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't
see how
come to
things
that.
been going so far. Who's to say that it won't happen again?
Yeah, more
Like,
likely
you
than
can't
not.
even
That's how
trust-
things end up. It's more likely than not. But hopefully that's not how it turns out. But New York City, as a general, is expensive. We had this conversation. New York City expensive, not hardly worth it, and the prices are crazy. But these are people trying to live out their American dream, and unfortunately, I hate to tell foreigners because you don't know. Americans know because we live here. America don't give a fuck about you because they don't give a fuck about us. Unless you win a certain 1%, they don't care, and it's gonna be
Tax
hard
ID
times
to
for
them.
you. Yeah,
Bro,
facts.
you know how
And
much
you
it
can
is.
pay taxes and still be deported.
Yeah.
which
You
is
know
crazy.
how much it is for a 3-bedroom in New, at least in NYC, and the spaces are small,
They're in their
Like
closet.
3,400,
Go ahead, enlighten the
3,500?
people.
bro. Like, I don't make a lot of money, but them shits is like 25K and up, and they're like very small
I thought he was
spaces.
gonna say like 3,500. That sounds like about right. Ballpark.
I mean, in Manhattan, that's for a studio apartment is 2,500.
Yeah, the,
Oh,
price, the
studio,
prices
yeah,
is
but
real.
once you start adding rooms, even if it don't look like a room,
And I'm not
It's
even
like-
saying they
it's
gotta put them
crazy.
in Manhattan because Manhattan is nuts, but put them somewhere, not
Yeah.
on the street. Like
yeah, because
there's
you have
space
had
to help
people in
people.
the
But that
shelter
goes
and they
back to
have
what-
not-
Yeah, there's space to help everyone. They just don't want to.
But
Ain't
that
no
goes back to
profitability
what
in
you were
it.
saying, that if you put too many people pitting against each other in an enclosed space, like let's say for instance the projects, people they gonna blow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they don't have the resources available. They're just all being put against each other in the same space. It's not right.
They're pitting people against each other by making it seem like if you get that apartment, you're blocking me from getting it. So I have to hate you, when that's a misconception. There's enough space for you to get your place, for you to get a reasonable place, for me to get a reasonable place, and Red if they did this shit right, but they don't. And as long as I'm mad at you for getting the place, I'll never realize the real fucking problem and beef with whatever politician or whoever's in control of the decisions that warrant this. The president, our Congress, our local congressman that's responsible for this type of shit. That's the point that I was trying to elaborate to. So we'll see where it ends up going, but it's an unfortunate thing.
You're also like, let's say we're putting people in the projects too. Like now you have people competing for resources. It's just ridiculous.
All the time. As long as that's where, you'll never be worried about whatever else is going on.
Right.
So I hope people notice that game plan. They've been running it for forever, y'all. So notice it. So before we get out of here, last topic real quick. We got one more. Actually, it was two more, but I'm going to save that one real quick so we could touch on it in case this is not a thing anymore by the next time we record. Lizzo is facing a lawsuit from some of her dancers, well, former dancers, I guess at this point. Basically, she got accused of fat shaming and peer pressuring her dancers. I know they did mention them feeling pressured to touch vagina bananas and stuff.
Suit, 3 of Lizzo's former backup dancers accused the singer, her dance captain, and production company of weight shaming, creating a hostile work environment through sexual, religious, and racial harassment, as well as assault and false imprisonment.
Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
Lizzo recruited Crystal Williams and Ariana Davis from her 2022 Amazon Prime show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and Noel Rodriguez appeared in the music video for Juice.
So I think she probably is guilty of doing that stuff. I know she was peer pressuring the dancers to interact with the performers on stage, and they weren't comfortable doing that. She was fat shaming them. She was intimidating them because a girl tried to give her 2 weeks notice, and Lizzo supposedly came up to her with her bald fist. And it's just overall being a
Basically
person.
being a bully,
Yeah.
a terrible person with money. So listen, this happens all the time, so this is not surprising. It's a little funny or ironic, or the pot calling the kettle a pot.
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle a pot?
Yeah, that the fat girl is fat shaming.
For Instagram, Lizzo called the allegations false and outrageous. Saying in part, these sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional, adding, I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. How do you guys respond to that?
This post felt like a punch. I'm honestly mind blown at the hypocrisy, just of everything that you stand for. You're contradicting right before our very eyes.
If either one of you ever ran into Lizzo again,
I won't say.
Oh, not only that, she was doing it to the black dancers.
Oh yeah, they said that.
Yes.
She was doing some racial shit. So I will say this, because I definitely am of the mindset, you can't say how people should react in a situation. So I'm not going to say, oh, just because she said you should suck them banana vaginas, me would be like you. I'm not going to say, well, everyone should be able to say you. They were peer pressured. Whatever happened, happened. So I'm not going to put that on them. It is a little nutty to sue somebody, I think, over that type of thing. But I guess it's emotional distress, and this is the times we in. What she did might be up if it's true, but I still think it's nutty to sue her over it. I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
Well, I guess we'll find out, because they'll release it, and then we'll find out exactly whatever else she did besides that.
Yeah. I mean, this is sue culture, so everybody sues everybody, so I get it. But if I'm just being realistic, again, she didn't put hands on nobody. She didn't forcibly do that to nobody. It's not like she's a man and they're a woman, you know, even though she might have bigum strength.
I mean, I think it is a little crazy to sue over that unless she physically put a gun to your head. But I mean, I'm not going to do that because, you know, they'll say, oh, you shaming survivors. It's crazy that, like, shoot, I have to go through all of this. I'm going to get something out of this. It put me through a lot.
But it's not shaming, but it's like, yo, Red, if you go to work and your boss wants you to suck vagina bananas, ain't you just going to be like, yo, I quit? Or are you going to do it and then say I felt pressured?
I'm not going to do it, but I am going to get a bag out of it.
See, I guess, again, I'm saying what other people should and shouldn't do. I'm not trying to necessarily say that, but just saying I don't think that merits to sue. You could be mad, you could be upset, and I feel like quitting is a viable option. I just don't get the lawsuit part, except for she got money. So that's what you do when people got money.
I agree with you, but I feel like it depends on the person's character. If that person's always a dick, they need to learn how to stop being a dick.
And you think by suing them, that's the way to get them to...
Maybe you got to get sued enough times for you to realize, like, you know what?
You need to stop. Yeah.
Okay, that's a possibility. Because in my mind, I would think just put the pause on them, but that's not everybody's reaction. So I get it. That's another way to make somebody suffer.
I agree with you if that person wasn't like that.
And that probably hurts them more at the end of the day. You could recover from a beatdown. You lose
behind
that bread.
closed doors, we don't know what happens with Lizzo. She could be a big DRCK head, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it, though. I get where y'all coming from. That's a fact. That's why I said I don't want to do that, because everybody's reaction is different.
But
one person might go out swinging, another person might totally turtle shell when they in certain situations.
But maybe it took a lot for them three to just come forward. Maybe she does that to other dancers, and they're like, you know what? I still got to get paid at the end of the day, or I'm going to get my bag, or whatever else I got to deal with as long as I get my money. And maybe they don't want to come forward because they're like, you ain't messing up my bag.
Yeah, that's why I said I agree with y'all. I don't want to victim shame, so I ain't going to say, oh, they should have reacted like this.
Maybe they feel like they need to put a stop to her.
Yeah, case is the case. I just was like, damn, the lawsuit is like extra. But if I'm keeping it real, I probably would try to get that bag too.
That's what I said. I said, I'm going to get my bag,
so,
yes.
Again, I guess
Many bags.
I guess I got to rewind.
I like bags, by the way.
Everything that I said and say I probably would want to get that bag too. So I guess that's maybe what they going after, or they just hurt. But it's just ironic that Lizzo would be the one, if this is true, because these are allegations at the end of the day, would be the one to be telling girls that they're too big.
I mean, shoot, I could have got a bag for my job the way that homeboy was abusing his power. So shoot.
Yeah, well, sexual harassment from men at workplace is just a normal thing.
Still harassment.
Yeah.
You're peer pressuring, or you're making me uncomfortable.
It's all the same.
Like,
it's all the same things.
And on top of that, like, she's part of the body positivity movement. Like, she's like an advocate for the plus size chicks out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of ironic for her to be doing that.
People like Lizzo who are narcissistic, if they're saying she's really like that, they probably really don't like themselves. So they don't know how to treat themselves. So they're not gonna treat anybody else any differently. So.
And that's another thing. This whole body positivity movement. The United States is just fat, y'all. That's not bottom positivity. You motherfuckers is overweight. Like, there's a difference between being positive in how you look and being comfortable in your skin and just being overweight. Like, yeah, if you overweight, you could promote being, yeah, I'm fat, but that doesn't mean I got to think I'm disgusting. But that also doesn't mean that I should just be comfortable
there's plenty of people
with still being this way.
Who are fat that they look nice. They take care
of course,
of
that's what I'm saying. You could still look nice. Just
nice.
because you're fat don't mean you're ugly. But it also doesn't mean you should be like, well, I weigh 300 pounds and I look good, so I'm going to stay at 300 pounds. No, motherfucker, you just unhealthy and you're probably going to have a heart attack. Like, let's not promote that.
You love yourself,
Yeah, you can love yourself, but you should still take care of yourself.
Yeah,
just like I wouldn't tell a crackhead to keep eating crack. I'm not going to tell a motherfucker that's 300 pounds keep eating pork chops and steak.
They need to be in a little thing called reality.
Well, smoke.
Yeah, you did.
Smoke it, eat it, inject it.
They need to be in a little thing called reality.
Yeah, like, that was the only point that I wanted to say.
But that makes her a hypocrite, because if you're someone that's supporting people, like, oh, it's a community, it's a uplifting community, you can't turn around and fix your mouth to start shaming people who you employ to work for you.
Yeah,
like,
that is
it
a
makes you
little
look crazy.
nutty.
It makes you sound crazy. And then it's like people from community, maybe even some of your fans might start dropping. So
on top of it, yeah. Nah, I agree with what y'all was saying. So that changed my mind slightly. I guess at the end of the day, you guys, if it happened, get your bread. If I'm being realistic as not the person doing the suing, it is kind of crazy that you could sue for them kind of things. But hey, this is the United States. We've been suing for a minute. So if I'm keeping it a buck, I probably would try to get a bag too out of it.
Something for the people out here. Let's go. Power to the people.
But as far as workplace environments go, I heard they made a lot of a fucked up workplace environment. Listen, jobs suck no matter what. But, you know, the vaginas and the bananas and traveling, I've had worse jobs. As crazy as that sounds, like, I've had worse jobs. When I worked in a mental hospital and I saw a man say he's gonna go fuck on another man, that's much worse. So again, I'd rather work for Lizzo.
Girls crack.
Sleeping under that underpass. Make room for me, Maria. That underpass. That ain't working for neither.
You rather do neither? Listen, sometimes you gotta make a choice. So I was just saying.
So it's a job, somebody's gotta do it, but it ain't gonna be.
I'm gonna have to edit the hell out of this shot because it kind of went off the rails. But I gather that they were saying I mistook vagina and a banana and mixed them up wrong, and it sounded funny. But no matter how I mixed it, again, there was a vagina involved. That sounds way better than
a real life banana, guys.
Than two males with an IQ of like 6 talking about they gonna fuck on each other. So again, I'm still taking the Lizzo job. That's the only point I was making.
Again, I'm gonna be sleeping under that underpass. I'm not working.
Red saying she gonna be unemployed.
I'm gonna have the nicest tent. I promise you.
Hey, all right, I'll figure it out in the editing room where I went wrong. But any final thoughts on Lizzo, the fat shamer?
Shame on you.
Shame on you. About that chick. I mean, I don't even listen to her. I don't follow her, so I don't even care, bro. I don't care what happened to her, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't listen to either.
I don't know
I
where
don't listen to Lizzo either way. I can't even tell you one song she made, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't heard her music either. But Lizzo, I think I got someone for you. Steven Seagal wants that punani, so as long as he's around, you're gonna be good.
Oh my God. I'm gonna need you to stop, please.
Okay, all right, that's it. I'm not
gonna accept that song.
Right. I'm not gonna put Steven Seagal onto no more punani. That's it. That's it. All right. So before we get out of here,
homeboy came back with one of them beads. He got a Michael Scott bead.
Yeah, right. He had a good old time. Whatever part Steven Seagal went to, I want to go to because that shit was lit.
He went to Ocho Rios, right?
Whatever part, that shit was lit. But wherever he wants that punani tonight, y'all. On that note, we got to get here, right?
Mr. Steven Seagal, pride of Jamaica, and say one, the baddest girl. So them send for ladies.
He want the baddest girl.
Yeah.
When the girls start to strut, you can look at their butt. You
just put that push drop. I can't.
when the girls start to strut and look at their butt, we got to get out of here, y'all.
Try it in the desert. I'm telling you.
Go make sure you stream that Steven Seagal fire.
Oh, nah.
Boom, 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 boom. Yo, facts. So we got no rapid fire for y'all, but we will be back in 2 weeks, I promise y'all, all right? So thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys check us out on Spotify, Apple, Google, and Stitcher is going to be gone pretty soon. Yeah, so when that's gone, RIP Stitcher. We'll tell you where to find us at. But in the meantime, we're still there, and Good Pods as well. We do pretty well on there. So make sure you guys check us out there. And on YouTube, the channel is $, and the email address for the show.
YouTube channel soon.
Good. So when Red gets on, she will no longer say follow, but don't follow me.
Yeah, just follow me on YouTube.
But for now, you could be at $mims. That's dollars and MIMS, and that's the email too, $mims@gmail.com. Drop us an email, comment, quote, whatever from the show, what you like, and questions, because I want to read those questions, and I want to shout out the listeners at the end of the year, because I want to make sure that I do that. I'm gonna shout out the listeners and shit on the non-listeners more so than I did this episode. So make sure you guys tune in for that. So
ooh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Y'all don't want to miss it. It's gonna get more explosive than this one. I'm gonna name names, but
we dropping dimes.
Exactly. Until then, it's your boy Cash, aka Dollars, here with Red and Video Dude, minus G's, who's been gone for the whole summer, and minus Hand in Hand Man, who disappeared for like a whole year.
You're still trying to find him.
No, we're not. That's done.
When he comes back, we're gonna play that song.
This is a show without that version of Cash. This Cash is telling you thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. And thank you guys for joining us. All right, make it make sense, y'all.
Open my wallet, it only had 50s and 100s. New J dropping, I'ma cop them cause I want them. We going out tonight and Cash gonna be forcing. We hitting the city and you know styling's important. We sipping white Henny, you know that shit's important.